All right, I'm continuing my series of informative videos about the languages of Southeast Asia by talking to native speakers from these countries, some among my graduate students here in Singapore. And to help me talk about some of the languages of the Philippines, I have, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, good morning. I am Mr. Henry Tura.
And you're from the Philippines, so that means that your national language is what was traditionally called Tagalog, but now I think it's more just called Filipino. And you told me that your native language is Cebuano.
Yes.
And I don't remember which ones, but I think that Ilocano maybe actually has more native speakers than Tagalog, and that there are some other languages in the Philippines, such as, what is it, Hiligaynon,
Okay.
that also has many millions of speakers. So there are a lot of languages spoken in the Philippines. If I'm not wrong, though, they are all Austronesian.
Yes, they are actually, yes.
Uh-huh.
Particularly the Tagalog one that used to be the national language of the Philippines is branch, Malayan branch, okay, and the Malayan Polynesian branch, and it is
Ultimately, Austronesian family, and
yes.
what Whitty just said in the other video, and what Dr. Melcher has told me too, and some of the others, is that you do hear cognates. You can't, we were talking about the mutual intelligibility of Malay and Indonesian. You don't understand a sentence, but you hear words here and there
Yes.
that are the same. So
yeah.
there are similar things.
Yeah, there are similar words
Uh-huh.
that is understandable, mutually understandable, intelligible between me and Malaysian, and also Indonesian. Okay, that word.
How about within the Philippines? How about Tagalog, Ilocano, Cebuano, these others? Are they truly different languages, such that if you speak one and I speak the other, and we don't know Tagalog, the national language, we cannot communicate?
Yes. This different language actually differ from each. Okay, but because Philippines is organized, is divided into three group of islands. Like you have the Luzon people, when Tagalog is actually the dominant language. So there are words that they can understand. But like Pampanga and Bicol, there are words that also that they cannot understand. Okay, so but now, in as much as the national language is Filipino, this is actually a result of as a result of recognition that there are words in Bisaya that are now being used and understandable by the whole by the whole population. So, like for example, the word bana is actually refers to the spouse, the male spouse. Okay, in Bisaya, in Cebuano, and in the Tagalog language, there is no word for bana. The word asawa is used to refer the husband and the wife. But for now, to distinguish the word bana to refer the husband is now accepted in the Filipino language.
Okay. Again, Filipino language is now what used to be called Tagalog. It's been made more national, more the official language. So, can you say something? Which ones do you speak? Cebuano is your native language?
Yes, Cebuano is my native language. I use it at home.
Okay.
But
Tagalog?
I also use Filipino or Tagalog a lot in my teaching. Okay, and when I go around the country, I speak Filipino, because not all can, of course,
so
can.
You speak two of the languages?
I speak, actually, I am multilingual. I can also speak Tausug. This is a Muslim group. Okay, and I can also speak Chabacano. This is what they call a broken Spanish. Okay, because some of the words actually in Filipino are actually borrowed from Spain. Okay, considering that we have been under the colony of Spain for 300 years, so the implement is really that strong. And besides, one of the common example is the word kumusta. Kumusta means hi or hello in Philippines, and it is yes, como esta. So derived from the Spanish word como esta. So actually, the word Filipino language is actually a mix of different influences, probably different.
And these days, unless I was wrong about this, I understand that the Philippines is being considered more and more of an outer circle English-speaking nation. So English is very widespread there too.
Mhm.
Is this true?
Yes, Philippines is considered to be the official language of the country.
Mhm.
Okay, because it is used in the academic institution, except for in teaching,
Mhm.
except for Filipino language,
Mhm.
Filipino language which is taught in Filipino, but other subjects like science and math, English are
It's
actually
taught in
taught
English.
in English. So it is official language in economics, in business,
Mhm.
in trade, in commerce, and in politics.
Okay.
Our law is actually
In
the
English.
Philippine national
Okay, so it's
policy
an English-speaking
in English,
country
yes.
with Filipino, Tagalog as the native language, more people speaking other different languages, and a history of speaking Spanish. Just on an interesting note there, I was wondering one thing. You know, my name is originally a Spanish name. It's supposed to have a diaeresis, the double dots written over the U, but I can't write that in English. It causes problems, so I write it without it. And even native Spanish speakers often have trouble looking at my name and knowing how to pronounce it. The only people that I've ever met who can pronounce my name properly the way I pronounce it are Filipinos. So I found that very interesting. I took an Asiana flight last month, and the stewardess, I ordered a vegetarian meal. She came, Mr. Arguelles, did you order a vegetarian meal? Yeah. And I said, how did you know how to pronounce my name? She said, well, we're from the Philippines, and I haven't seen this name, but we've got a lot of Spanish heritage, and we have it there. So, how many Filipinos know Spanish?
Oh,
Is it the older
before.
generation?
I think it's the older generation because for now, the subject Spanish is now being stricken off from the curriculum. So it used to be one of the foreign languages that are being taught in college, but for now it's taken out from the curriculum. I can say yes, people older people can speak.
Dr. Melchor speaks Spanish.
Dr. Melchor, yes, because after all he is educated in a system wherein Spanish is part of the curriculum. Okay, but for now I don't think so. Not.
So back to your languages, though. Can you please say something in both Cebuano and Filipino, Tagalog? Say the same thing so we can hear how it's different.
Okay. Like the greeting "Kumusta ka?"
Kumusta ka?
In Tagalog, Filipino. In Cebuano, okay, it is say like this. Kumusta ka? Kumusta sad ka?
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're still
The
using
word
Spanish
kumusta still
words.
is, yeah.
Can you give me more of a sentence? Can you say, I don't know, how would you say my name is Henry and I'm from the Philippines? Say that in Cebuano and say that in Tagalog.
Okay, in Tagalog, ang aking pangalan ay si Henry Tura.
Aking pangalan
Aking pangalan ay si Henry Tura. Or you can say it, ako ay si Henry Tura.
Ako ay si Henry Tura.
In Cebuano, ang akong pangalan si Henry Tura.
Si Henry Tura.
So the word pangalan is still yes.
Okay.
Okay, the word pangalan, which means name. Okay.
Okay. How would you say the black book is on the blue folder in both languages?
Ang itom nga libro naa sa the blue. There is no word for blue in Filipino.
No word for
dilaw. Azul.
Azul.
Okay,
Well,
I will say it again.
I'm hearing Spanish everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, azul is Spanish actually. Okay, let me repeat. In Filipino, ang itim na libro ay nasa azul na folder. Yeah, folder.
Let's say that in Cebuano.
Okay, ang itom is itim. Okay, so itim black change bawal itom to you. Okay, ang itom na libro naa sa the word blue is blue nga folder.
Blue na folder.
Okay, so you can see that there are not all the Cebuano term is doesn't have the local equivalent of English term.
All right.
So,
Cebuano, did you find it? I know that the U.S. Foreign Service Institute published a big method for learning Cebuano. I mean, most people, when they want to learn a language, they want to learn a national language. So there's a fair amount of material out there for learning Tagalog, Filipino, but there's also some for Cebuano and these other languages. Can you think of a reason why somebody else out there in the world might want to learn any of these languages? Would it be enough if I knew that I was going to say go to the Philippines? Would people be happy to interact with me as an outsider, as a foreigner, always using Filipino? Or would it be better for me also to learn Cebuano or Ilocano or whatever the local language of the area I was in?
Well, learning the local language would be very helpful. Yes, because the Philippines is composed of 7,107 islands, and so and this group of islands have their distinct what we call this dialect. Okay, so at least if the purpose is really to really get to know more about the people, different ethnic background, I think learning this different language will be an advantage. But going to the country just as a foreigner, although you can make use of the English language because there is not a second language, but as I said, knowing these different languages can be also a very advantage.
Do you think, I mean, most people who will learn a language will just do it for that practical reason. I'm going to live there, I need to know. But there are people out there who are interested in languages because they've got an interesting structure or they're different from other languages in some way. Is there anything special about these Filipino languages that would make you say, oh, I'm interested in comparative linguistics and I'd like to understand how these kind of languages work? And Cebuano has a feature that Filipino doesn't have. Is there anything like that?
Okay, let me start with this. For the Filipino, because Filipino syntactically is verb initial. Syntactically is verb initial. Okay, like when you say, I'll go to the market. Okay, the initial is the subject, right? The word is the subject, the verb, and the object. So in Filipino, usually it starts with the verb. Pumunta ako sa Matpalengke. Okay, so pupunta means verb. Okay, ako me sa palengke.
Go
so,
I to the market.
Yes, that's how basically is the difference. So syntactically speaking.
Back to other reasons why people like to learn languages, for the culture of it, is there any particular, are there famous authors writing in any of these languages that somebody would say, I want to read this great poet in the original? Or is there a film industry? Is there a lot of things that people could see? Or a music industry? Can people listen to music from any of these languages?
Yes, we have. Actually, particularly the people, the Tagalog region. Okay, we're in the on the Philippine showbiz industry is strong. Okay, so we have the Ilocano, I think the Biag de Labang, which is very interesting, and for the Visayas region, there are, but I just really can't exactly figure out which.
Okay. All right. Well, that's enough. Then. Do you have? Okay. So again, some people come to watch my videos because they're already interested in your languages, and some people come because they're just interested in languages in general, and maybe now they're interested in Filipino languages. Do you have any advice for people out there who might want to learn languages of the Philippines?
Yeah. Okay. If you, as I said, the Filipino is composed of at least 150 linguistic group. So there are varied or it is a multi-lingual society. So if you wanted to learn more about the Philippine language and the cultures that the culture, okay, I invite you to come to the Philippines to see and experience and see what the country will offer. And as I said, we have a good tourism program, and we have a very rich culture, so Asian heritage. Okay, so if you're interested, please come over and see for yourself what the country has to offer.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.